Hello, I am Ingrida Kaslauskienė from Vytautas Magnus University. I'm happy to have possibility to collaborate with University of the Aegan and introduce you Lapės Green Laboratory, the story of sustainable community development via AGRIMA project lecture session. So, I am from Vytautas Magnus University, Lithuania. Vytautas Magnus University is one of the oldest and most prestigious higher education institutions in Lithuania. The university stands out for its liberal arts principles, interdisciplinary student methods, and active research preparing specialists in various fields, from humanities to technology. I work in one of its faculties, Bioeconomy Development, Business and Rural Development Management Department. Bioeconomy Development Faculty is the first in Lithuania in bioeconomy science development and research advancement. We conduct unique study programs in agriculture and regional development, preparing highly qualified specialists capable of creating their own business or participate in the rural development processes. Bioeconomy development is essential for every country's sustainable growth, transitioning from fossil resources to bioresource-based economy. My Department of Business and Rural Development Management goals are to conduct science-based research in sustainable agriculture, rural development and bioeconomy business organizations, to promote integrated rural development through studies and experimental activities, and to actively participate in knowledge dissemination and maintain close ties with business leaders, communities, and government institutions. My, like Doctor of Social Sciences research fields are rural sustainable development, bioeconomic processes, smart villages, thematic villages, community organizations, and information and communication systems for rural development. I am open to collaborating in these topics in various ways. So, I am glad to represent my practical theoretical lecture in Agri-food Waste Management for Sustainable Bioeconomy through Higher Education, Curricula and Upskilling project. This project aims to foster universities' capacity building for the green transition through innovative practices and higher education curricula updating in agri-food waste management for the circular bioeconomy. AGRIMA addresses advancing pedagogical methods for industrial agri-food waste valorization based on business academia synergies and integrating citizen science in bioeconomy and waste valorization as a means of civic engagement and environmental advocacy. This lecture is built on the sentence that theory without practice is empty, practice without theory is blind, but together they create miracles. Since one of the objectives of AGRIMA project is to enrich training programs, I will demonstrate how free learning methods can be combined in a single lecture. So I will talk about case study method, storytelling, and problem-based learning methods. The lecturer reveals the theory of community involvement in local development processes and its practical implementation. First, a practical example will be presented, and then the theoretical aspects will be discussed in relation to the example. So, I will represent the journey of the Lapės community from a landfill village to a sustainable village, from a dying village to an active community and population. This lecture offers a double benefit. It provides a good example of ways how to involve the community, organize festivals, education, and social business, and it links theory with practice, revealing the theory of community involvement in local development processes and practical examples. Practical example for this lecture is Lapės Green Laboratory, the story of community development. And it tells that for areas to develop, the community needs to be involved. So, as a practical example, we have a village with its own resources, people, goods, and problems. And its name is Lapės. Lapės is a charming village located just 14 kilometers from second Lithuanian city Kaunas, serving as a bridge between the dynamics of the big city and peaceful rural life. The eldership is home to approximately 1,500 residents, and this number is constantly growing as more and more young families choose Lapės for their homes. Today, Lapės is one of the most attractive places to live, with picturesque Neris river valleys, refreshing pine forests, convenient connection to the city, and well-developed roads. Lapės eldership offers not only beautiful nature, but also modern infrastructure, almost everything what is needed for comfortable residence life, like secondary school, cultural center, library, kindergarten, health center, post office, fire station, Lapės eldership, police station, veterinary clinic, hairdressers, food stores, restaurant, children playgrounds, community kitchen, outdoor stadium, beach, family recreation zone, and pedestrian and cycling paths. Also, there are various economic activities in the Lapės eldership, like regional waste landfill, non-hazardous municipal waste disposal, Drąsiai quarry, mineral extraction operation, restaurant focuses, swimming pools and wine turbines manufacturers, vegetable and flower farms, sawmills, mineral and water boreholes, and veterinary clinic. And what is very important, there are active community, the heart of the village, which consists of Lapės Community Center, like community coordinator, active volunteers, initiative drivers, community ambassadors, local business supporting joint initiatives, and Lapės eldership for support for community, and community kitchen studio, social business and community hub. However, not everything in Lapės is perfect. There is a household waste landfill nearby, which causes concern and anxiety among residents about the quality of the environment. But also this is where the uniqueness of the Lapės community lies. Instead of complaining, the community chooses to take action. So, the proximity of the landfill became a catalyst that prompted the community to focus on sustainability. The residents of Lapės realized that if they wanted change, they had to start with themselves. This is how the concept of Lapės Green Laboratory was born, a village that demonstrates how to live sustainably, communally, and responsible. The area, resources, people, problems, and benefits were always in Lapės, and the problem of household waste landfill is painful, but unresolved. Only a catalyst was needed to start the solution to change. This catalyst was an offer to participate in the project. So how did it all happen? 5 years ago, the Lapės community was passive. However, in 2020, new members joined the community and an offer was received to participate in the Kaunas Capital of Culture 2022 Contemporary Eldership Project. In case to participate, it was necessary to choose a theme that represented the Lapės village. Community was thinking how to do this, and it was decided to invite the resident to this project. It was decided that first step must to be find the unique features of the Lapės eldership to form a thematic strategy. How it was found the identity of the Lapės village. It was formed the initiative group from residents who searched for the local identity, went on hikes, held meetings and workshops. A meeting of active residents was convened to discuss what makes Lapės unique, what is beautiful, interesting and problematic about Lapės. A wide variety of things were highlighted, from nature and animals to hill forts and archaeological monuments. However, everyone was very concerned about the greatest Lapės problem, landfill, with which Lapės was most often associated. Residents have decided that the image of the Lapės municipality needed to be changed to show that we are not a village of rubbish. And the project was a very useful tool, perfect catalyst for this. So it was decided to position Lapės as a village striving for sustainability, seeking to start with itself and reduce the amount of waste and negative impact on nature throughout its own efforts. There are some experts from press releases about Lapės community, which members said, "We are looking for what makes Lapės unique, what is important to us, what moves us. Lapės is often associated with a landfill, even in the media. It is not the best identity and neighbor for us and causes concern. We will keep thinking about what will happen next, what the community could do to perhaps have it closed or reduce its impact to the environment. So our idea was to start with ourselves, to show what it is possible to live differently by littering less and consuming more sustainably. That's why Lapės strives to become a sustainable village." The second step was to do a discussion about the activities, impact and future of the landfill, and it is the way to find out about the community's great pain and unite all residents. Since the residents were very concerned about the activities of the Lapės landfill and everyone was very hostile towards it, the first activity of the community was to organize a discussion between the residents and the representatives of the Lapės landfill. The aim was to help residents understand the real situation, how dangerous is the landfill really, what is future, and how are the freights managed. Also, it was a secret way to invite residents and to involve them to new identity creation process, to new project. Therefore, an informative and lively discussion took place between representatives of Lapės residents, scientific community, Lapės landfill administration, Kaunas Cogeneration Power Plant, and Kaunas Regional Waste Management Center. During discussion, a professor at Kaunas University of Technology who conducts research in the field of waste management said that the modern technologies used at the Lapės landfill minimize the potential harm of the landfill to residents' health and the environment. It is the responsibility of residents to monitor and encourage the landfill to do everything as specified in the regulations, to cooperate and to report violations and their concerns. The director of the Kaunas Cogeneration Power Plant talked about the waste incineration processes and assured residents that the slag, ash left over after waste incineration taken to the Lapės landfill is harmless and will be used to cover waste piles. In other countries, this slag is even used as building material in the construction of roads and buildings. The same is intended for the slag stored in Lapės landfill. This discussion provided the residents with knowledge, showed organization representatives what concerned residents, and paved the way for cooperation. During the discussion, it also became clear that the Lapės landfill has been and will continue to be in use for a long time. However, thanks to sorting, waste incineration, and other waste reduction processes, the amount of waste will decrease and increasingly advanced technologies will be applied to reduce the negative impact of the landfill on the environment and people. After the discussion, each participant was invited to think about how we could contribute to reducing waste in our community so that less of it ends up in the landfills. One of the first steps proposed and decided upon was to create a tradition of the Lapės Sustainability Festival, which would promote community spirit, responsible consumption, and waste avoidance. It was decided to start with ourselves, not just complaining, but doing something about it. After discussion, there was taken 3-step organization of Lapės Sustainability Festival. It was decided that the concept of Lapės Sustainability Festival will consist from 3 parts. Festival, bringing the community together, educations before, during and after festival for educating the community, and a work of art, visualization, the idea of sustainability, creating tangible benefits. When planning the concept of the festival, the following goals were set. Involve as many stakeholders as possible, residents, business, institutions, and so on. Select relevant sustainability topics that can be applied in everyday life. food, household, community, use local resources as much as possible, talents, products, equipment, promote community spirit, prepare together, tidy up together, share and discuss ideas, have fun together, learn, discuss. Also avoid waste during the festival. Do not use disposable tableware. Don't provide products with non-biodegradable package. Sort waste, providing sorting containers, and adapt the festival program for the whole family, children, adults, and seniors. Also, there were established some criteria for the festival like sustainability, coziness, community spirit, high cultural value, simplicity. And the festival will be not for the masses, but for those who are interested in sustainability. There are main principles for festival planning, like areas of responsibility have been defined: concert, stew, shopping area, entertainment area, education area, equipment, decorations, and so on. Curators have been assigned to the areas of responsibility. The available resources have been identified, as well as what is needed, what to buy and what to borrow. Budget and deadlines were planned for all areas. A meeting planned for discussion and reports on all work done planning, and control points established when to check if everything is ready and if corrective actions are needed. Many festival organization partners were invited, like community members, eldership employees, cultural center employees, volunteers, local businesses, school and curators, and an organizational group from the project of contemporary elderships. It was decided to involve residents in generating ideas and organizing the festival by offering interesting activities. These activities create a cozier atmosphere and encourage people to take the initiative. Communication about festival was done by social networks, radio, advertisements on notice boards, and word of mouth, and it was seeking to avoid litter. One of the festival coziness creation aspects are decorations. So they were produced by members of the community. They were sustainable and reusable, avoiding plastic and kitsch, and not too much, just accents. Also, festival needs equipment. It was decided to buy equipment sustainably and not buy what we didn't need or can rent, borrow, or produce. So some equipment was produced by the community, like tables, trays, chairs made from old tires, rented, like stage, owned, we had tents, borrowed tents, fire pits, pots, and stew chairs, and purchased when there was no option, other option was available. It was seeking to avoid waste during the festival, so there was an action. Bring your own cup, plate, or spoon, or rent one for the €1 deposit. Wash it, and bring it back. You will get your €1 back. And also there were sorting bills. The main festival components were music program, young zone, children play area, entertainment, donations, exchanges, discussions, shopping area, catering, community stew, and educations. Festival music program was formed along these requirements: to involve local talents and residents, to play sustainable music, rework songs that have been known for a long time but have been revived, to have interesting undiscovered music which cultivates music taste, and also we wanted community involvement through movement and singing together. Also, it was decided to have young zone in the festival for attractive young people and socializing. There they had board games and cozy separate space, and it was designed for festival guests and volunteers. Also, in the festival were many entertainments which were led by locals and invited guests: gongs, Indian games, public health center education, providing new experiences and knowledges. It was seeking to avoid plastics and dangers, trampolines, carousels, and so on. There are some examples from festival entertainments, like sustainable wooden games puzzles, old sheets, blankets that can be painted on a musical wall from household items, pots, pans, and so on. The other entertainment for children, which was very popular between children and their parents, was toy rug in the quiet place from unwanted toys brought from the residents. Also in the festival we exchange points to involve community to sustainability by changing clothes, toys and other items donated by residents and Kaunas Region Waste Collection Center. Guests could come and take or leave some goods in these stands. Also there were discussions, in the case not only to have fun but also and have some useful information during the festival. So we had discussions with active community members, local government representatives, sustainability specialists about current issues and plans in the settlement and about sustainability issues. The most attractive festival component were educations, which were based on the principles of sustainability, recycling waste, reusing items and reviving items. For example, there were candle production in Austrian buckets, uniquely designed wallets made from plastic bags, bracelets, original key rings, and even wooden postcards made from the wood waste. Very important accent of festival is food. So it was decided to make community dinner, a stew made from the boundary of Lapės residence gardens. This stew became a tradition. The stew was made by volunteers from Lapės residents' donated products. Some products were bought. Also, in festival was shopping zone, where local producers or neighbors have opportunity to commercialize their hobby. Adults and children were allowed to trade of their made sustainable food products and items. So we had very many goods like hydrolytes, accessories, wool socks, items for home decorations, also fruit and vegetables grown by local residents, fruit snacks, desserts, and so on, with possibility to taste, to consult, and the residents and neighbors had an opportunity to socialize, learn something new, make something for yourself and sell. There we can see how Lapės Sustainability Festival had grown during the 3 years, from 400 people to 900, from 10 volunteers to 30, from a festival unknown to anyone to people coming from all over Kaunas, and from a tiny stand to a huge. The second Lapės Sustainability Festival conception part is educations, before and after the festival. Their task is to educate and unite the community, promote interest in sustainable lifestyles. Educations can be led by hired educators or community members. So during 3 years we had very many educations, for example, toy production from non-wearable textiles, production of felt cosmetics. We also had exceptional education, making hammocks from old jeans. This was a long-term educating involving many educational cycles. The result was delightful, wonderful hammocks and community relations. Also we had production of waxed textile from wrapping food, production of jewelry with flowers made from tapestry scraps, jewelry restoration education. Also we had education on sustainable food production, which aim was to teach community how to produce without waste, conserve food products, and don't throw away excess food. In food educations we were learning how to use of innovative food products, about new products and combinations, remembering old traditional products and dishes. Also there were sustainable crafts for children like olizukai. It is hats made from old socks from which grass grows, and beetle house made from materials found in nature. And also we had homemade cosmetics education in the kitchen, where we learned how to take care of your beauty in a sustainable, safe and healthy way, what to do when your when you are run out of scrub, cream or lotion, and that everything you need is in the fridge or in your garden. Also, we had periodical exchanges between community members before and after the festival. The goal was to reduce consumption, increase community spirit. Community members changed and donated each other clothes, items, toys, plants, books, jewelry, and other items. The third Lapės Sustainability Festival conception part was Walk of Art. The vision was to embed the idea of sustainability and bring the community together and create useful infrastructure. On the first piece of art was a sustainable sculpture fox box. Lapės in English language means foxes. That's why fox is symbol of village Lapės. So the sculpture container with foxes represent Lapės sustainability idea. It is both a container and a cage in one. Foxes are trying to escape from it, like Lapės community are trying to escape from waste village identity. Fox box is in a leisure area near the Drąseikiai quarry and in harmony with nature, reflecting the idea of Lapės, long-lasting, heavy, unbearable and unbreakable. The second project was not kind of art, but community work in renovation of the bench and the municipal office. It was done community decision on where to invest project money. Everyone gathered ideas and technical solutions for bench renovation. Community members work in the project together. They have renovated bench, plus did herb pots and rubbish bin. This bench is needed for residents to relax and socialize, and we needed not only art but a useful infrastructure. It was decided by Lapės community. The Lapės Sustainability Festival helped bring the community together and set it on a path towards sustainable development. This led to another project, the Lapės Community Kitchen Studio. It's a project focused on social entrepreneurship, community interaction and learning. This project is a continuation of the Lapės Sustainability Festival and an integrated part of the Green Lapės Laboratory. Within the project, a modern kitchen was installed in the Lapės community premises. It develops activities based on an integrated social business model, education and practical training to improve the knowledge and skills of local residents in relation to healthy eating, sustainable food consumption, and economically beneficial family nutrition planning. And it is intended for community meetings and educational activities related to food and other activities. Over the few years of the community kitchen existence, more than 100 food-related and other activities have been implemented. It has become a gathering place for the local community. When needed, meetings, discussions, and gatherings about community activities and events are held there. The Community Kitchen Studio not only helps educate people about food, but also helps build social connections. Since then, the Lapės eldership has had a place where everyone is welcome to gather, socialize, and engage in joint activities like book club, handicrafts, self-improvement classes, and so on. The activities of the Community Kitchen Studio are changing residents' attitudes toward community spirit. It provides opportunity to get to know each other, find common interests, and implement joint projects. During educational events, courses, and other activities, participants come up with ideas for interesting things to do or improvements to make in the Lapės eldership, form initiative groups, and implement them. The Community Kitchen Studio is changing attitudes toward rural life. It is modern and suitable not only for food preparation, but also for gatherings. Innovative food preparation methods, educations on cuisines from around the world, and advice on applying traditional food preparation methods in everyday cooking give families and others the opportunity to try out new food preparation methods and apply them in their own homes. This is a modern, innovative kitchen where it is clear that the countryside and suburbs are not longer just wooden huts and potatoes. It is home for innovative, curious, sociable residents who share their experience and skills. These are the advanced values of the Community Kitchen Studio, which was established as a part of the project. The greatest success of the project is that they increase the community spirit and social inclusion among residents. Thanks to the Community Kitchen Studio, the Lapės community and the municipality have become closer to residents, with more of them coming here to solve their problems, make suggestions, organize joint activities, and socialize. Residents have begun to participate more actively in various initiatives, realizing that in order to achieve common prosperity, they must step outside their fenced yards and contribute in the creation themselves. To sum up, by applying the mentioned projects, Lapės obtained the following result: Lapės Green Laboratory, which consists from Sustainability Festival and Community Kitchen. This part has their activities which connects Lapės community and changes its identity from waste village to sustainable village. The Lapės Green Laboratory, Festival, Educations, Art and Infrastructure items and Community Kitchen results. Increased community spirit, creation of a strong proactive community, emerging initiatives, events, infrastructure improvements, educations, others activities, change identify of the Lapės municipality, no longer of landfill village, but a village of sustainability, a village full of activities, movement, and familiar faces, and if necessary, it is known that the community can help to solve problems and implement new ideas. And now, after the presentation of Lapės Community Green Laboratory, like a practical example, let's talk about this lecture theoretical aspects. During the lecture, we clarified what it is local identity. Simply speaking, it is how people feel about where they live and how they perceive it. Example from Lapės shows that before the Sustainability Festival and Community Kitchen activities, Lapės residents thought that they are a landfill of village. After this project, they think that they are a sustainable village. Also, after lecture, we can easily understand what it is community development. Simply put, it is a process whereby people come together to solve common problems and create a better life. And it has key principles. Residents know what they need. Together they can achieve more than alone. Everyone has the right to participate, and decisions must be sustainable. An example from Lapės show that before the project, residents were passive and only complained. And after activities of Lapės Sustainability Festival and Community Kitchen, they become active community who organizes events and create projects, solve problems, and create good life activities. The other message from lecture is about social capital. Basically, it is connections between people that help solve problems and achieve goals. Example from Lapės. In order to solve the problem, the unrest and negative identity caused by the Lapės landfill, the local people joined forces, used their knowledge and creativity, carried out the planned activities, and changed not only their own attitude toward the Lapės settlement, but also that of society as a whole. Also, lecture helped to understand what it is management by participation. It's a way to get people involved in making decisions. This is a 5-step process. We inform, we tell people what is happening, discussions about the landfill and the identity of Lapės. We ask for opinions, we listen to what people think by asking residents what is special about Lapės. We involve and allow people to participate in festival organization and kitchen activities. We collaborate, we look for solutions together, residents, community, business, local government, and so on. And we empower. We allow residents to make their own decisions, create new initiations. Lapės Green Laboratory example helped understand how to solve village problems by involving residents. That catalyst in Lapės case project is needed. Also, it is needed great pain which unite community. In this case, Lapės municipal waste landfill, plus community activities and projects to deal with it must be done. And then it is possible to solve a problem and create new ideas and activities. In Lapės case, new identity from waste to sustainability village and Lapės Green Laboratory. So from the lecture we can see how theory works in practice from the history of Lapės. Lapės community had a problem, negative image, landfill town. Passive community, people complained but did not take action. Then it was done community solution, open discussion with everyone, common goal established, sustainability village and step-by-step plan was implemented. Festival, education, community studio. And after years we have a result, new identity, sustainable village, active community, ongoing initiatives, strong connections, everyone knows each other. And here we can see universal principles. Lapės experience shows that every community has its own resources. Residents want to participate, they just need to be given the opportunity. Small initiatives can lead to big changes. Problems can become opportunities, and community spirit is stronger than individualization. And now briefly about the teaching methods which was used in this lecture. We have case study method. The entire presentation revolves around one specific case, the Lapės community. The theory is not abstract but rather experience through the real history. Each theoretical principle is illustrated with specific example from Lapės community, and the audience can feel the theory through real experience. Second, storytelling method was used in this lecture. The entire presentation tells a journey story from problem to success. Listeners can feel emotional connection through the narrative of transformation. There is the lecture chronological development with a clear beginning, middle and end, and the lecture is like hero's journey. The community as the hero overcoming challenges. As revealed in the example of Lapės, there was a problem, negative image, journey, discussions, festival, community studio, and success, sustainability village. And finally, problem-based learning method was used. We can say so because all content is organized around problem solving. How to change the negative image of the place. Each theoretical principle responds to a specific challenge, and the audience actively thinks about ways to solve problems. Critical thinking is encouraged through the analysis of real-life problems. Why these three methods were used in this lecture? Because of synergy effects. Case studies provide realism and authenticity. Storytelling creates emotional connection and motivation, and problem-based learning encourages active thinking and application. And after lecture, we have result. Theory becomes a practical problem-solving system. So thank you for your attention. There you can see Erasmus Plus project Agri-food Waste Management for Sustainable Bioeconomy through higher education curricula and upskilling partners. And please take a minute to evaluate this lecture. There are QR code and link to evaluation form. Good luck for everybody, and don't forget, the theory without practice is empty, practice without theory is blind, but together they can create miracles.